Emily Parker never thought life would bring her here, to a small house in the suburbs, raising her son alone, learning how to navigate the silence after years of noise. She was 39, a mother, a teacher, and a woman who had buried her dreams so deeply under responsibility that she forgot what they once looked like. Her son, Ethan, was 12 now, thoughtful beyond his years, with a kindness that softened her toughest days. She always believed her purpose was to give him everything she could, even if it meant sacrificing her own wants. Most mornings looked the same. Emily would wake up before the alarm, tie her hair back, and start breakfast while Ethan got ready for school. They shared quick conversations about homework, about soccer practice, about little things that made him laugh. She would watch his eyes sparkle when he talked about his favorite comic books, and though she felt tired, she felt fulfilled knowing he was growing up safe and loved. But some nights, when the house grew quiet, Emily felt an ache inside. She wondered if this was all life had to offer her. Not because being Ethan's mom wasn't enough, it was everything, but because she realized she had forgotten herself somewhere along the way. There were times she stared at the family photo on the wall, taken years ago when her marriage still existed, and felt the emptiness of what was lost. She pushed those feelings away because she thought her happiness didn't matter as long as her son was okay. One Saturday afternoon, while Emily was folding laundry on the couch, Ethan sat beside her with a serious expression. He fiddled with the edge of a pillow, then looked up at her. "Mom," he said quietly, "you deserve to be happy too." The words caught her off guard. She blinked, her hands freezing over a folded shirt. "What do you mean, honey?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "I mean," Ethan hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "You always do everything for me. You work so hard, and you make sure I'm okay. But sometimes you look sad. And I just think you should have someone or something that makes you happy too." Emily's throat tightened. For a moment, she didn't know what to say. No one had told her that in years. She reached for his hand and squeezed it gently. "Sweetheart, you make me happy. You're all I need." Ethan smiled, but his eyes didn't waver. "I know I make you happy, but you deserve more than just me. You deserve everything." That night, after Ethan went to bed, Emily sat in the living room, staring at the dim light of the lamp. His words echoed in her mind. Maybe she had been living as if happiness was a luxury she no longer deserved. Maybe she had convinced herself her time for joy was over. But hearing it from her son, a boy who loved her more than anyone, planted a seed she couldn't ignore. The next week, Emily found herself at a coffee shop with her best friend, Sarah. They had been friends since college, though life often pulled them in different directions. Sarah was the kind of person who noticed everything. As soon as Emily sat down, Sarah tilted her head. "You look like something's on your mind," she said. Emily laughed softly, stirring her coffee. "Ethan said something the other day. He told me I deserve to be happy too." Sarah's smile grew gentle. "He's right, you know. You've given so much to him, but you've forgotten about you." Emily shook her head. "I don't even know where to start. I wouldn't know what happiness for me looks like anymore." Sarah reached across the table and touched her hand. "Then maybe it's time to find out." Over the next few weeks, Emily tried to step outside her comfort zone. She attended a community event at the local center, something she never would have done before. She stood quietly at the edge of the room, watching people laugh and talk, feeling out of place. But then she heard someone call her name. It was Michael, another parent from Ethan's school. They had spoken briefly at pickup lines, exchanging polite smiles. Now, standing in front of her, he looked warm and genuine. "I almost didn't recognize you," he said. "Glad you came." Emily smiled shyly. "I wasn't sure if I should." "You should," Michael said kindly. "You deserve a little fun too." Something about his words mirrored Ethan's, and she felt her heart shift. They talked that evening, nothing serious, just about their kids, about books they liked, about how hard it was to balance everything. When she went home, Emily felt lighter, almost as if she had remembered how to breathe. Ethan noticed. "You're smiling more lately," he said one night at dinner, grinning at her with mischief. "Did something happen?" Emily chuckled. Maybe I just realized your old mom can still smile. But Ethan's eyes told her he already knew. Months passed, and Emily allowed herself to explore pieces of life she had forgotten. She spent more time with Sarah, laughed at things she hadn't laughed at in years, and let herself feel the possibility of friendship, maybe even love, with Michael. It wasn't about replacing what was lost. It was about rediscovering what was still possible. The most beautiful part was watching Ethan grow happier too. He would beam when he saw her laugh, as if he knew his words had opened a door she had been too afraid to walk through. One evening, as they walked together through the park, the sunset painting the sky in shades of gold, Emily squeezed her son's hand. "You were right, Ethan," she said softly. "I do deserve to be happy. And I want you to know, you're the reason I had the courage to try." Ethan smiled up at her, his eyes bright. "I just want you to be okay, Mom. That's all." Emily realized then that happiness wasn't about grand gestures or perfect moments. It was about allowing herself to feel again, to open her heart, to live not only for others but for herself too. And all it took was one simple sentence from her son to remind her that she was worthy. That night, as she stood by the window looking at the stars, she felt peace for the first time in years. Her journey wasn't over, but it had begun, and it was filled with hope.